All right, we're here today. I got the Zoom going to help out Chief Jones and News Now Houston. I'm just going to kind of sit back and let them do their thing. And if I come up with something I want to talk about, I'll add it in. If not, I'll just keep my mouth shut. Go ahead,
Hey,
Chief.
Steve, I got a question. I got a question for you, Steve.
All right.
What kind of fish are in that aquarium behind you?
Well, instead of going through all the different kind of fish that are in the tank, that tank is now going to be for discus, which are the very colorful freshwater fish that are really hard to take care of and expensive. But I've been selling all my other aquariums and all my bunch of other fish and shrimp and to pay for the discus. And I've got them in another tank quarantine right now, and they're going in this one. But they get, pretty good size and real colorful. And well, that's where that's tank.
Because I've had people ask me, what kind of fish are those in your tank behind you, and I don't have an answer for them. So you just got to give it. You sold the shrimp. Why didn't we just like deep fry them and have them for lunch?
It would take the kind of shrimp they are. They're so small that it would take a handful to make a snack. I mean, hundreds of them to make a handful to just make a snack. They're really, really, really small, full grown. They're just very colorful. But I had 20 aquariums going, and
I've seen it.
Yeah, I started selling them all off. And make a long story short, I bought and sold cheap, and I bought them cheap, sold them cheap, but I got a little bit of a profit off it to pay for the rest of it.
Okay. And do you know that you have a criminal record?
Oh yeah, but it's not really a record as far as what MERB wants you to think, that I was convicted of something. It's just I was on record that I got a DWI that I was found innocent for by the whole jury. And it was a cop that ended up getting fired for arresting people for not having DWI.
So you don't have a conviction. You were just arrested.
Right. And the gun one was the guy in the truck with me bought a gun that he didn't know was stolen. And we were coming back from the shooting range or the hunting. I don't even remember what it was we were coming back from. And they pulled us over and they got him for that. We walk in carrying our own guns into the police department. We had a couple of rifles and pistols, and we were carrying our own rifles and pistols into the police station because they knew there was nothing, that we weren't trouble or anything. And a couple hours later, after not even 2 hours, more like an hour later, they let us walk out. They never pressed any charges or anything because they found out that he bought the gun from a friend of his who didn't know it was stolen. They just wanted to track it down, and there was never any charges done or anything. So
you don't have any criminal background.
I don't have any criminal background. Never been convicted of anything.
That's what I thought.
Maybe a traffic ticket. Whoopee.
Yeah, it's just more misinformation being spread by the Manson MERB cult.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and they've got a really cute nickname for you. They call you Beta Steve.
Yeah, I know. But and I'm going to let this out because I've pretty much got them all figured out now. That's how I figure out who they are, because they all repeat exactly what MERB says. So they give themselves away in the comments, and when they come into the chat, do that. And I'll be straight out. If you're one of the Manson MERBs and you come into my chats or you come into my channel and you cause trouble and you're there just to be an ass, I'm gonna ban you. I don't care about what you think about this free speech stuff. You're not here to have a conversation and figure things out and do this and that. You're here to be a troublemaker and make it to where people don't want to be in there making comments because they don't want to be attacked by the Manson MERBs. So
yeah, and that's what they do. They'll come in 10, 15 at a time and just attack people and give them a hard time just to make them frustrated and make them leave. It's not about free speech. They don't care about free speech.
Unless you agree with what they're saying.
Yes, they care about their agenda and spreading their agenda. That's what they care about.
And you ones that put these questions in there that act like it's an innocent question, and I can tell by the way you word it's not an innocent question, and I know who you are anyway because I've seen you before. I've got several people making a list of all you idiots, so that's a waste of time for you. Plus, I don't really give a shit what you got to say anyway. So
Yeah, I have no value to their opinion. It's funny that, you know, they like to call me Earl. You know, my name is Earl David.
Yeah.
David is my middle name. And my family growing up and my friends growing up have always called me David. So that's what I use. And they say, oh, you're a liar. Your name's Earl. So what it is that's their narrative. They think that bothers me. It doesn't. In reality, I don't give them permission to call me David. They're not my friends. So they will either call me Earl or Mr. Warden. It's that simple. I won't tolerate them calling me David. But anyway, I appreciate that. People were asking about the fish and all that, and I didn't mean to get off on a tangent. So go ahead, Chief. Let's get the ball rolling here.
All right. I guess the people know who we are, so we'll just skip that. But
I'm David.
I'm Chief.
I'm Kirk.
Yeah. Something that keeps coming up in emails and people I meet in person, they say, how long has David been an activist and what stoked him to be an activist? So that's a two-part question, and I'll yield to you, sir.